Hello everyone, this is a video about my housing process and the housing situation. Um, I think I told you guys in one of my videos about that. I did not go into detail. I meant into detail, but it was all in one video with the bariatric surgery, but I want to isolate this video and just kind of give you a little I just want to give you a little just complete. It's just all about my housing. Just a long story short, I had been struggling with homes, having a home, and for a long time. Or for not a long time, for the past 2 years, and I've been homeless. I think for about 2 years, and off and on, just living at my parents' house, and then living in a shelter, living in emergency shelters, things like that. And just recently, I was able to get into the housing called Pathways. It is with the YNC in Modesto. If you are someone who is youth, you have to be 18 to 24 to be in the Pathways and YNC low barrier program. They don't accept anybody over that age, and they don't accept anybody under that age. They do have a specific housing for people that are younger though, but you'll probably have to search that up for more information on that. I really don't know too much information about that, and I don't think I want to give that information out because I feel like the youth need to be very protected. I feel like the youth of my age need to be protected as well, but I feel like the younger youth don't need to have their information out like that. But that place was a 2-year stay, probably the longest stays that I can ever be at. And it was, the best situation possible because you got to have your own room. And, most of the time when you're homeless, you don't get your own room. You have to sleep in a huge room with a bunch of people, guy or a girl, depending on if you are at the regular homeless shelters. And if you are not, then they have some housing for just specific girls, but it's not always that way. And then there's some homeless shelters where I guess they do separate the guys from the girls, and they you don't have to sleep in the same room. But usually those stays are not as nice as if you were to stay in the other ones, because those ones you can be in all day and you don't have to worry about leaving at a certain time and then coming back in or whatever. But yeah, I've been having some issues with having a stable home, and I just recently got something, really good. I actually got a call I left that program from the Pathways, and I went back to my parents' house because I was having a lot of mental issues where it kind of scared me out of staying in that home, which was really unfortunate because I thought it was a really good place. And not only that, but I mean, I was pretty healthy there. The only problem is that I had a lot of paranoia with like the people around me. I always felt like they had issues with me, and then if it wasn't that, then I would get mad at the fact that they'd be really loud in the middle of the night, which is, I mean, it's normal, normal stuff, but at the same time, it's just like, I gotta, I don't know, but now I'm, back at my parents' house for a little bit, and, it's just the waiting game of just, when this new housing gets built. I think they just started the project in the summer, early summer, and they are working on it as we speak, and they said that it shouldn't be done until January. So it was supposed to be done in November though, but I guess they delayed it, and now they're going to be doing a whole, like it's another month, but I'm just so happy that I got the call, that they came to my name on the list, because I'm about to be 25. I'm 24 right now. I turned 25 in March, and once, you know, that hits, I can no longer be eligible for any of the programs that are catered to the youth at the moment, you know, at that time. But right now, I'm still a part of the youth people for the next few months, and they are, you know, keeping me with their program, and they're going to make sure that I'm okay for the time being. I'm scared about the idea of them being like, oh, well, you're 25, so we can't work with you anymore. But I think after that, I probably would just have to work with the housing team just in general. But let me just show you what happened. I think it was the 7th of this month, back on Wednesday, and I had gotten a call. Actually, I got a call about a week before that. And or my housing caseworker, my caseworker for the YNC, she called me and she said that housing had been trying to get a hold of you. I looked at both of my phones, and none of them had a phone call at all, no voicemails or anything. I was scared because I was like, I haven't got a call at all. I was afraid that they were going to say that they called, but they weren't going to call, and I just, you know, weren't going to be able to get a hold of them, and they were going to skip me on the list, and I wasn't going to have a home. But they kept, you know, she kept emailing them to let them know that, like, to call this number, call the right number. And then eventually the lady just gave them her number, and my caseworker sent the number to me, and then I just called her myself, and eventually I was able to get a hold of her. I don't know why, but it's not saving, and I swear to God I saved it. But she got a hold of me. She sent me a packet that same day, and I filled out that packet. Or actually, she called when I got a hold of her. She told me that she gave me a packet, and then she told me that she scheduled my interview, my interview for the next week. Sorry for the stuttering. And that was the 7th, and she went over my packet on the 7th, and she just, you know, made sure this and that was this and that. And then she just, you know, let me know that, like, and here's the email right here, because this is the email I sent and everything. She wanted to make sure that, and excuse me, I'm all over the place right now, but so for one, let's just see this, right? For one, she asked me for my pay stubs, and it had to be the most recent pay stubs, 6 of your most recent pay stubs. And for 2, you know, you have to have your taxes. And hold on, let me start over, all right? And excuse this because it's not going to be edited, but this is what you need for a housing voucher. This is an emergency voucher note. I'm just letting you know this. This isn't going to be like a regular housing voucher. This is for people that are homeless and had been homeless. And I'm not sure if it's specific to youth, but I feel like it's kind of. But she asked me for my taxes of last year. She wanted my birth certificate, so make sure you have your birth certificate, my social security card, I think my California State's benefits card, my ID, what else? I forgot did I say my taxes? Yeah, my taxes. My 6 pay stubs or my 6 bank statements from just most recent to, you know, and then my pay stubs just the proof that I have an income and a job. And yeah, I think that's about all of it. I turned in all of it beforehand, and even now, I made sure that I had all of this stuff that I have. I keep most of my information in a nice little accordion. If it's not in my accordion, then it's on my phones, on my computer, to make sure that I always have a copy of anything and everything at any time, to make sure that if there's anything that's needed, I can give that information. It is crucial that if you are homeless, and I know it's really hard, but it's crucial that if you are homeless, to be able to somehow keep your documents in a safe space. If you have a caseworker, keep it with them. If you just, I don't know, find somewhere that you can keep your documents in a safest space. Make sure that you're never at a situation where you're living at a park or you're living at a place where you cannot be by yourself. Because if you aren't, you're gonna always lose your stuff. People are always gonna steal your stuff. It's just gonna be bad. So you wanna make sure you're staying at some type of, like, in your car. You gotta stay in a shelter. And I know it's annoying because you don't want to have all the rules, but I'm like, it's better that way than to lose all your stuff and lose out on all the opportunities of having your own home, having a place, you know? And so make sure you have all of your documents with you. And if you're not, you know, if you're not at that homeless stage where you're, you know, sleeping out in the parks and things like that, and you're at that stage where you are sleeping in the shelters, keep track of your documents. If you don't have your documents, make sure you go out and you request more documents. Request your birth certificate, request your social security card, request everything. Make sure that you have all of that with you, so that when the time comes, you're able to present all that stuff and you don't lose out on opportunities because you didn't have that stuff. So make sure you do have all that stuff. It's easier to get your documents for your taxes nowadays because they keep it on your website and you can always download it and get it back whenever you need to. So, you know, there's always ways to do things. I say if worst comes to worst, call. But this is what she sent me. She said that the voucher would be complete in the next week. She completed it that same day because I had all the information that she needed. I won't give you too much information, but she gave me the voucher, and that's, I guess, I'm supposed to give to my landlord to, I guess, for them to fill out and for me to fill out, and, you know, just making sure that we both have an agreement that this is what we're going to be doing. The housing that I'm going to is specifically works with this stuff, so they know what to do, they know to go through with it, they know that what they're getting into, so it, you know, it works with them. Because, you know, it's a direct program from the YNC that I was, you know, that I was previously at. So they work with the housing team and the vouchers specifically, so that when time comes down, that they know what it's going to be like. But they do have the opportunity for you to look into other housings if you want to. So if you want to get into different housing, they will help you with that. That voucher will help you get into those different housings. And it's just, the only thing is that she had told me is that there's currently nothing really available at the moment, because everything has been filled in. Everything is, like, you know, taken. So that is kind of the situation at the time. But honestly, I'm looking forward to the new apartments because I'm like, everything's gonna be newly built. I mean, there's always that scary thing about things being newly built, you know, but at the same time, it's an exciting thing to know that I'm not gonna know what this looks like. It doesn't have any type of history other than that it was a previous building beforehand, and it's gonna be a really good place. Honestly, I'm hoping that it's going to be everything that I ever wanted. So I do have a 1-bedroom voucher, so because I'm a one person, I guess in the future, if I wanted to, I can add on somebody to my voucher if I wanted to, and they can live under the roof as well. There's no one I can think of at the moment. I'm not sure if my sister would like to join me. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing if she did, because, you know, she has a disability, kind of, and I think they don't necessarily label it as a disability, but she has a condition that can, kill her if she doesn't have someone watching her sometimes. I mean, she does take medications and it kind of regulates it, but it's still like, not guaranteed that it's not guaranteed that it won't happen just because she does that. But, you know, that would be kind of a good idea if we did, but at the same time, it's all about everyone's comfortability, what everyone wants to do, if she feels comfortable, if I feel comfortable. And besides, I mean, it would be my first time in my own home, so like, I don't know, it'd be, either way, I'm happy, but if she did ever want to come on, I would most definitely try to, help her get on. I mean, it could help me possibly with my condition itself. I have schizophrenia, and sometimes being around people sometimes is good, but I think being around people is sometimes good, being around people sometimes not. But it's a little bit better if it's like, a family member, but like it's also bad. It's bad and good. I guess with the amount that I made last year, I would be eligible for something about $4,000, a little over $4,000 if I really wanted to, I guess. But right now they're offering me what they're offering me, and that's okay. I'm happy with it. I'm super happy with it. I got a voucher. I got what I needed to get into a home and, have someone help me pay for it, because honestly, right now, I'm almost for certain that I'm going to have to just get on disability, because even though my schizophrenia is regulated, there's things that has happened where, parts of my brain is slowed down, where like I can't function normally. I don't always hear voices, I don't always have outbursts or anything like that, but I do have like problems just like thinking and processing things, and having issues with that. So like I do have a thing where like I do like have voices speak through me from time to time, not like to people, but like they'll say random things, like if I had tics or something, how they seen the girls with the tics, and they just like say something out of nowhere, or they just like they say something random. It doesn't even have to be a cuss word. There's cuss words too, and I kind of had that kind of situation. So with me, like I kind of I guess it doesn't happen that much at work, but it's like I don't know. I did have an issue where I did have a little breakdown at work beforehand, but that was before I was like consistently taking my medications. But even then, like it was crazy trying to learn everything and remember everything. I could not remember anything, and I had to keep asking questions. People had to keep coming in and help me. It was just really bad. But besides that point, this is about the housing, and so yeah, I am about 2 weeks away from possibly getting into my own home. Next month, they said it should be done. I'm not sure if it's going to be the end of next month, the middle of next month, or the beginning. Regardless, I'm happy. I'm just hoping that it will happen before my surgery, because I'm hoping that the bed that they have furnished in there will be kind of off the floor, and that way, so that when I come out of my surgeries, I have a nice bed that's like there, and I don't have to like lay on the floor. If I have to be here after the surgery, I mean, that's fine, but ideally to get into my home beforehand, especially because of like possible working situations, that would be a good place, thing for me. But I'm hoping, and I hope you guys pray for me, that I get on my SSI and they approve me and everything, because I need that. If I can work, I would work, but I can't. So I hope and I hope and I hope that I get it, and it makes it easier, because they do say that you have to have an income coming into those housing, and I want to make sure that I do have an income as well in that time. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section, or go to my TikTok and I will do a video comment, or I can do a video comment from here, either way. But most definitely comment, like, subscribe, and keep watching my content. Again, I'm so sorry for the lack of editing. I am so sorry for the stuttering and just, the whole messiness of me talking, but I just have to get this information out there. I need to get this out because it makes me feel good to give information and to show my progress and process, and kind of see where I go. And I know it's always exciting for me to watch people go from one place to another. I know everyone loves a glow up, so yeah, I'm hoping this information is entertaining and enjoyable, and hopefully, most of all, informative. So I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you so much for watching.